United States government now has a list of alleged persecutors jailed Senator Laila de Lima recommends for travel bans and other sanctions. De Lima submitted her list to the U.S. government around the second week of January through the U.S. State Department. De Lima refused to name the people on her list but says she had to justify each name and the list is purely recommendatory. U.S. President Donald Trump earlier approved through their 2020 budget the imposition of travel bans on people involved in De Lima's detention. The U.S. Senate also passed the resolution seeking other sanctions on Philippine officials who enabled human rights violations in President Rodrigo Duterte's government. Trump will then decide whom he would impose sanctions on and what kind of sanctions. Businessman Dennis Uy gets approval to acquire the 45% stake of Chevron Philippines in the Malampaya gas field. UC Malampaya Philippines, a new unit of Uy's Udena Corporation, bought all the shares of Chevron. The Philippine Competition Commission, or PCC, says the transaction will not reduce market competition. The latest acquisition complements Uy's other interest in the oil industry. He owns Phoenix Petroleum. Uy was a campaign donor of President Rodrigo Duterte and has been on a company buying spree since 2016. President Rodrigo Duterte skips the commemoration of the 34th EDSA anniversary at the People Power Monument again. But in his official message, Duterte praises EDSA People Power as, quote, a catalyst for the restoration of our democratic institutions. Meanwhile, Vice President Leni Robredo says she remains convinced Filipinos will rise to the occasion if another tyrant attempts to steal hard-won freedoms. She also urges the people to protect and preserve the memory of the historic event amid attempts to erase it for their personal agenda. Militant groups gather at Menjola on Tuesday, February 25 for the commemoration of the 1986 revolution, which toppled the 20-year dictatorship of Ferdinand Marcos. The Court of Appeals, or CA, orders not only the reinstatement of the 51 workers of GMA Network, but also the awarding of full back wages and benefits. The workers were fired in 2015 for protesting their non-regularization. They held a rally in front of the network offices on Timog Avenue in Quezon City and did not report to work for several days. The workers were protesting the network's policy that required non-regular workers to issue receipts for their paychecks. The National Labor Relations Commission initially junked the case filed by the workers, but the CA reversed that in this ruling. Cebu City Representative Raul Del Mar files a resolution that will extend the franchise of ABS-CBN to June 30, 2022. The veteran lawmaker argues that the 18th Congress is running out of time to tackle all bills seeking to renew ABS-CBN's franchise for another 25 years. Del Mar says by extending ABS-CBN's current franchise, lawmakers will then be able to uphold their duties without trampling on freedom of the press. House Speaker Alan Peter Cayetano is still bent on holding hearings in May or August, saying the lower chamber is prioritizing several tax measures which he says are more urgent and less contentious than ABS-CBN's franchise renewal. Cayetano says ABS-CBN won't have to close down. He says a certification from the House Committee on Legislative Franchises would be sufficient for the National Telecommunications Commission to grant a provisional authority to operate to the media network. Kobe Bryant's widow Vanessa files a lawsuit Monday, February 24, against the operators of the helicopter that crashed on January 26, killing the NBA icon, their 13-year-old daughter Gianna, and 7 others. The United States National Transportation Safety Board is still investigating the exact cause of the crash, but preliminary findings showed no sign of mechanical failure. Also, on Monday, thousands of fans, friends, and family hold a memorial ceremony at the Staples Center in Los Angeles. In the memorial, Vanessa pays tribute to her late husband and daughter, saying she could not fathom life without them. She describes Bryant as my everything. Meanwhile, a tearful Michael Jordan remembers his little brother Kobe. He says, when Kobe Bryant died, a piece of me died. And as I look in this arena across the globe, a piece of you died. February 24 carries special significance as it coincides with Bryant's jersey number 24 and Gianna's 2 jersey number.